Hi everyone, I am here with Sheldon from Dirt and Grow, who is the owner of these wonderful products that we need, which is Dog Spot Prevent, Organic Seedling Starter, and Organic Rage Plus, which I am really looking forward to learning about this time of year. You can kind of identify with whatever this product is, but I'll let Sheldon talk about who he is, where he's come from, and a little bit about his products. So, Sheldon, tell me about you.
Well, I have a background in soil science. I was an agronomist, which recommends chemicals, fertilizers, herbicides to farmers for 20 plus years. And I thought, well, if nobody's going to create a better way, I'm going to do it. So, hence Dirt and Grow and the Evolve product line.
That's great. So is it like an organic thing, or is it?
Yeah, we focus mainly on organic alternatives. So if you're an organic certified farmer, you basically can submit our products, greens listing, and you can use 99% of our products for organic certified production.
Oh, that's really neat. So Sheldon, I know we sell a lot of corn gluten. So this is it right here. I'm just going to zoom in for y'all. Can you tell me, what its benefits are, what people are using it for?
Well, the first is the easiest way to explain corn gluten is corn gluten won't allow a seed to produce a viable plant. So in the past, when we used to have chemical sprays and the lawn guy would come to you and say, okay, do you want the 3-spray program or the 5-spray program? And the main reason for that is what corn gluten does is, here comes the dandelion fluff from your neighbors, and we all love that, lands on your lawn, and if you've been using corn gluten 3 times per year, that seed won't produce a weed or a viable plant. Now, the main reason why you had to spray 5 times a year using a chemical, the chemical needs to touch a leaf tissue. So they've sprayed in the spring once. Here comes the dandelion fluff from your neighbors or the sow thistle and lands on the lawn. That chemical has not done anything to stop that from producing a viable plant, but corn gluten will. So it works the exact opposite of your chemical spray. So if you go and put corn gluten down and you have existing weeds, even a little root out of that little seed, it will fertilize it and it will grow big and green. So corn gluten works the exact opposite of the chemical spray. So if you were to use corn gluten 3 times a year and then you go and put grass seed down, it won't produce a viable plant. You have to wait at least 1 season before you can reseed. You can sod, no problem, because sod has an existing root. Corn gluten will just fertilize that. But if you go and throw some grass seed down in the fall and you've been using any corn gluten, it won't produce a viable plant. So that's how it works, and that's the differences.
So it's like you're going to try and eradicate your weeds, so your grass might look a little bit spotty for like a season, and then it'll come back without any weeds. Is that?
Essentially, yes, but you have to get the existing root out, which is pretty difficult. These weeds have been here hundreds of years before we got here, so there's some probably pretty deep tap-rooted weed. You might think you've dug it all out, but I know I've pulled out a weed root that's 4 feet long with my weed picking manual tool, because I don't use chemicals for quite some time now because I understand what they do and how they work, and I didn't want that on my lawn when I was having young kids and a dog and everything else. So they don't get me wrong, there's a place for them to be used. There are alternatives, but you got to understand they work differently.
Oh, that's great, Sheldon. So speaking of dogs, watch our second in the series called Dog Spot Prevent, and we'll be with you shortly.